Mike?
Coach, how gratifying is a performance like this, given what was at stake, being at home in front of the fans, the game plan and the execution?
Yeah, no, I thought it all kind of aligned. I thought the game plan was good. I thought our guys executed, especially defensively. Now, there is a little, they're coming on a back-to-back. It's late in the season. I think we had a lot of juice. We had more juice than them. They've been playing great basketball. So, not to take anything away from our guys, but I think our energy level was really high.
You knew it was going to be a collective effort on Blake Griffin and Drummond, but for Blake to be 1 for 10 and for Rhodey to have the effect on the game that he did, how do you look at that match?
Yeah, I think denying them, we wanted to limit Blake's touches. That was part of the game plan. I thought Rhodey did a great job executing that. Obviously, the steals, we didn't tell him to steal so many of them. We just said, deny him, make him work. He's got a great, Rhodey's got a great sense of anticipation and getting passing lanes. I think that really, threw off their timing, his activity.
Coach, you talked about pregame, the idea that you're a little bit ahead of schedule. Can you talk about the levels of winning in the NBA, right? Sort of winning early in the season versus now winning games that really matter, and then, ultimately what winning playoff games are like?
Yeah, I kind of, they all count as one win, right? I don't really think about when it happens in the season. I don't want to get carried away here, right? We're still, a little over 500, and listen, you look at this road trip and the games we have. I'm not sure we're favored in many of them, quite honestly. So we know we got a difficult task. We know we're, average, in that area. We're not celebrating here. I think, despite having a good win tonight.
And if you leave aside the win or the loss, right? You're talking in terms of things like Rhodey making those steals, not just denying the ball. And as part of an overall defensive effort, I wonder whether this redefined what you think the ceiling can be for this team defensively in a given game performance-wise.
What I do see is Rhodey surprising us. You worry about the girth and strength at that position. And you have Blake Griffin and John Collins, and you look at the fours in this league, especially the teams that play bigger. You worry about that, but what surprised me is how his kind of Rhodey's activity has kind of made up for that lack of strength, quite honestly. And part of the reason we wanted to move him to the 4, and I thought because he rebounds the ball well. I don't know how many he had tonight, but he can rebound his position. So I think we might have stumbled on that. That's going to help us become a better team at that key position at the 4. And conversely on offense, he spreads the defense out, and he's like a guard. He's a 6'9", 6'9.5" guard. So it's a funky matchup for other teams to match him.
It seemed like tonight the defense was more into the players, not just the ball handlers, but denying. Is that just for this team, or is that something you've been looking for all year?
No, I think that was part of the game plan. I think, again, when a team's coming on off a back-to-back, we knew our activity had to be at a high level. And we got Jared Allen back there. He's kind of our safety net. And so when we did deny, they got a few back doors on us, but he was there to clean stuff up. And then, I thought we did a good job rebounding too. Drummond had, I don't know how many rebounds against us in the first 2 games. I think we controlled him. But yes, the activity was something we asked of our guys tonight.
Coach, you kind of alluded to it, but you're going up against Drummond and Blake Griffin. You outbounded them as a team. You outscored them in the paint by 30 points. That's got to be a surprise, right?
Yeah, I believe, yes, and I just think that's where our energy level was, and we had an advantage, it's a schedule advantage, there's no doubt about it. I don't think they were at their peak physically, but listen, you still got to do it, right? You still got to go out there and they were still charging, and Drummond was there, but I like where it was swarm, was gang rebounding, it was like 5 guys every time. Even if we didn't get it, we were around there, and we struggled with that all season. So it's good to see that we showed some improvement tonight.
And putting you on the spot a little bit, what would be a successful road trip for you?
That's, man, Stefan, that's a tough question. I don't want to give you an answer. I just want to keep getting better. I know that's a weak answer, but when I start doing the schedule and counting wins or losses, that's when I get in trouble.
Coach?
Yes.
I guess coming into tonight, this was about as close to a playoff game, playoff atmosphere that you've had since you've gotten here and
Sure.
for years before that. Talk a little bit about the atmosphere and really how you guys aced it tonight.
That's a good question. I think our guys attacked it. Like sometimes when you're not used to these kind of big games, quote unquote, that you might be on your heels a little. But I felt like we were the more aggressive team, and they kind of said, well, we weren't afraid of the moment, that's for sure. So I liked how we attacked it. I liked how we were the more aggressive team. Definitely, good sign for us if we have more of these big games in the future.
Last one, Howard.
Can I just, jumping off of the energy issue, right? For as long as you've been the coach here, opposing coaches have come in and talked about you guys playing with energy, and it hasn't always been enough to win the big games when other teams come in with that energy. Do you feel like if you guys bring that now, you're at a point talent-wise, scheme-wise, where you have a chance to compete with anyone?
Good question. I think the energy where we usually bring the energy, we usually bring the juice. I think that's a characteristic of this team. I think where we've made strides is we're a smarter basketball team. I think we make better decisions. We understand our defensive schemes better. But I think that you can't just have the energy and the competitive spirit. It's got to be both. So I think. We had both of those aligned, and we played. And I thought we played smart basketball tonight on both ends, and I think that gives you a chance to beat the really good teams. Now in a 7-game series, that's something maybe we'll talk about down the line. But on one night, you can do it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.